Now we're going to turn to the latest for Harvey Weinstein. With new sexual assault charges filed in Los Angeles, just as his trial on separate charges was getting underway here in New York. Lindsay Davis is outside the Manhattan courthouse where jury selection is set to begin later today. Good morning, Lindsay.
Hey, good morning to you, George. Just yesterday, Harvey Weinstein's defense team asked the judge if the jurors could be sequestered, arguing that they could potentially be prejudiced if criminal charges were to be filed in another jurisdiction. And just yesterday, criminal charges were filed in another jurisdiction. Just hours after Harvey Weinstein hobbled into a New York courthouse on Monday for his long-awaited criminal trial, new charges were leveled against the disgraced Hollywood mogul from across the country in Los Angeles. The new charges involve alleged encounters with two women, one referred to as Jane Doe 1, accusing Weinstein of raping her in her Los Angeles hotel room in 2013.
She's gratified and she's relieved that these charges have been brought against Weinstein for what he did to her.
Then, the very next night, the district attorney claims Weinstein sexually assaulted another woman in a Beverly Hills suite.
Mr. Weinstein, sir, right there.
The district attorney claims the alleged attacks occurred just days before Weinstein appeared here on the 2013 Oscars red carpet with his pregnant wife.
The defendant used his power and influence to gain access to his victims and then committed violent crimes against them.
It was 2 years ago that more than 80 women accused the former film producer of sexual harassment, assault, or rape. But the New York trial involves only two of the alleged victims.
This trial is to show the jury, the state of New York, and the world that there's more to this than they would like everyone to believe.
Weinstein has denied all the allegations, saying any sexual relations were consensual. Just outside, in the shadow of the courthouse, several of Weinstein's accusers standing in solidarity.
I join these other brave women who were also harmed by Harvey Weinstein to say we aren't going anywhere.
It will mean the most to the brave women testifying and to all of us silence breakers.
Now, one of the women from the case in L.A. is actually expected to testify at this criminal trial here in New York to try to help prosecutors establish that Weinstein had a pattern of behavior. George.
Okay, Lindsay, thanks. We're here now with Ronan Farrow, one of the first reporters to break the Harvey Weinstein story, also the author of Catch and Kill and host of the Catch and Kill podcast. Welcome back.
Good to be here.
To GMA. Let's talk about this New York trial first. The two accusers are unnamed, but you say that it's the witnesses, including Annabella Sciorra, who are going to be critical here.
Well, what's striking about how the prosecutors have laid out this case, George, is that there is this extra, more serious charge that carries a longer, potentially even life sentence of predatory sexual assault. Meaning, yes, the case is narrowly focused on those two, but prosecutors have taken a big risk here in also trying to establish this is a pattern, as Lindsay mentioned. That means they have to sort of double prove in some of these cases. They have to prove not only the charge at issue, but also this secondary witness they're bringing in, someone like Annabella Sciorra.
And because you have these outside witnesses, and we saw the crowds outside the courthouse yesterday as well, this is likely to get very ugly both inside and outside the courtroom.
So one of the things that I've reported on a lot is that over the years, Harvey Weinstein has been very effective at manipulating exactly this kind of a process. You've already seen in this case Harvey Weinstein's lawyers succeed in getting one of the charges against him dropped. You've already seen them launch attacks on the witnesses in the press. There was a confrontation yesterday where prosecutors were requesting a gag order so that Weinstein's lawyers would stop talking to the press. They didn't get it, but the judge did chastise Weinstein's lawyers and say, you've got to stop impugning the witnesses. That was clearly in response to a comment Donna Rotuno, Weinstein's lawyer, made saying Annabella Sciorra is a good actress, implying she was going to be lying on the stand.
This is not a slam dunk case for prosecutors.
It's not. It is difficult. This element of proving not only the charges at issue, but also a course of conduct, a pattern, sets a very high goal. It's atypical. More often you'd see something like a prior conviction being the predicate that establishes the pattern. Here, they have to prove brand new additional fact patterns.
Meantime, while this is happening, the prosecutor in L.A. comes out with new charges. We don't know much about those accusers.
That's right, but it appears they're taking something of a similar approach. Whether or not there's an additional charge of predatory sexual assault, they certainly at least will be bringing in other character-type witnesses. They've asked some of my sources, for instance, would they be willing to testify, even though those sources didn't have incidents in their allegations that took place in that jurisdiction.
Ronan Farrow, thanks very much.
Good to be here.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.